Good afternoon, everyone, and we'll call this special council meeting to order. And I will call on our clerk, JP.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and through you to council. Just in terms of starting off our first electronic participation meeting, I'm just going to go over a few things for those in attendance and those listening. First, we're going to start with a roll call. Madam Mayor, I know that you're present. If I could hear from Councillor Watton, are you present?
Present.
Thank you. Councillor McDougall?
Present.
Councillor Guido?
Present.
Councillor Ross?
Present.
Councillor Kieserbrink?
Present.
Councillor Brown?
Present.
Madam Mayor, we do have quorum for the meeting. Further to that, I would just ask everybody within the meeting to please mute your mic while not talking. This will avoid any background noise that may occur where you are and will avoid any echo within the audio. Please use headphones if it is available to you. It'll just help with the being able to hear and being able to speak as well. If you'd like to speak, please post a message in chat for those members of council. The mayor will then call upon you when it's your turn to speak. If you happen to leave your computer and move away from the meeting for any duration of time, if you could please let the mayor know. This is just so that we can continue to ensure that quorum is met. When moving or seconding a motion, please announce your name when the mayor calls for a mover and seconder. Voting will be conducted by the mayor calling each councillor's names individually and asking for their vote. Once your name is called, please unmute your mic and say in favour or against. The mayor will then announce the result of the vote. And this meeting is being recorded and live streamed to the township's YouTube channel. Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. That concludes my opening statement.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clerk. Prior to this public session, council met in closed session, and I have an announcement to make. The discussion in closed session included delaying and possibly canceling the hiring of summer students and seasonal staff, the continued closure of public facilities, and cancellation of advisory committee meetings, committee of adjustment meetings, all recreation programs and events until further notice. Regrettably, the township's crossing guards are also temporarily being suspended until school begins again. Now we move to the next item, which is the adoption of the minutes of the previous meetings. Could I have a mover, please, for the council meeting of March 23rd? Mover.
Councillor McDougall, I will move.
Thank you. Seconder.
Councillor
Watton.
Councillor Watton. All those in favor, Councillor McDougall.
In favor.
Yay or nay? Councillor Watton.
In favor.
Councillor Ross.
In favor.
Councillor Brown.
In favor.
Councillor Kieserbrink.
In favor.
Councillor Guido.
In favor.
Thank you. And we'll move to the meeting of March the 23rd, the special council meeting. Could I have a mover, please?
Councillor Ross moves.
Councillor Ross, seconder.
Councillor Kieserbrink.
Councillor Kieserbrink, thank you. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, Councillor Brown.
In favor.
Councillor McDougall.
In favor.
Councillor Ross.
In favor.
Councillor Guido.
In favor.
Councillor Watton.
In favor.
Councillor McDougall.
In favor.
Thank you. And that is carried. The purpose of this meeting is the next item on the agenda. And I have an announcement. Whereas I, Roberta Drew, Mayor and Head of Council of the Corporation of the Township of Scugog, believe that circumstances make it necessary to declare an emergency under Chapter E9, Section 4, Bracket 1 of the Emergency Management and Civil Protection Act, RSO 1990. Now therefore, in exercise of the power conferred upon me, I do hereby declare that an emergency exists in the whole of the Township of Scugog, signed at this Township of Scugog on the 3rd day of April 2020 at 12:30 p.m. And that is signed by myself. Now I'll give some background information. Today, in response to COVID-19, I declared a state of a municipal emergency for Scugog effective immediately. Over the last few weeks, myself, the CAO, and senior staff have been operating under an amendment delegation of powers and duties bylaw that provided legislative powers to me as your mayor and administrative powers to the CAO to plan, evaluate, and execute emergency response measures. This was a first step in preparing and planning for a coordinated response in Scugog for COVID-19. The decision to declare an emergency now further aligns us with regional and provincial emergency management guidance and recent provincial orders and unites us on our efforts to flatten the curve and protect residents. The declaration of a municipal emergency provides ultimate emergency decision powers above what the delegation of authority provided. The township will operate under the legal authority established in the Scugog Emergency Plan. CAO Paul Allure will lead the Township Emergency Operations Team, and Chief Mark Burney from the Fire and Emergency Services Department is the Community Emergency Management Coordinator. I would like you all to know that the health and safety of our Scugog residents remains our, I would like you to all know that the health and safety of our Scugog residents remains our top priority. At least 20% of the township's population are of the vulnerable sector. The declaration provides increased decision-making powers to safeguard and respond to the needs of all residents. I commend all the hard work of frontline healthcare and emergency workers. They are working very hard to keep us safe and healthy. It warms my heart to see the outpouring of support in our community. The Scugog community knows what it means to pull together. Pulling together at this time is more important than ever before. If we all do our part, we will beat down this terrible virus. Thank you and be well. Thank you, everyone. Do we need a motion on that? May I have a motion to receive that declaration?
I'll move that, Madam Mayor. Wilma Watton.
Thank you.
Lance
Councillor
Brown will
Watton
second
and
that.
seconder?
Lance Brown will second
Councillor
that.
Brown. Questions or comments? All those in favor? Councillor Guido.
In favor.
Councillor Kiesebrink.
In favor.
Councillor McDougall.
In favor.
Councillor Brown. Councillor Brown?
Yeah, respectfully, Madam Mayor, I do have a question. I'm not sure whether to ask it now or ask it afterwards.
Ask it now. We'll go back and take the vote after you've asked the question.
It's thank you, Madam Mayor. It's not really a question. It's more of a statement. I just in consultation with the BIA the other day, they're aware of the gravity of the situation as best we can be aware, because it does change all the time and it seems to be getting more severe. But I, on behalf of them, if I may, would like to remind people that there are businesses in town that are still open. And in order for us to have a lifeline of some kind, it would be prudent, I would think, for me to remind people that if you have the opportunity or desire to purchase something, whether it be food or services online or whatever locally, that would be of immense help to these people because they are very concerned about their businesses. And that's really all I wanted to say, but I did want to say it publicly. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Brown. Yes, absolutely. Anything that we can do to support our businesses in town, by all means. It would be a great treat while we're self-isolating to be able to have a meal from one of our fine restaurants, and anything else that we can do from the businesses that are open. And thank you for bringing that forward. And I'm going to call the vote again on this, receiving this declaration. Councillor Guido?
In favor.
Kiesebrink?
In favor?
And Councillor McDougall?
In favor?
Councillor Brown?
In favor.
Councillor Watton?
In favor.
Councillor Ross?
In favor.
Thank you very much. That concludes our business for this special meeting, and I'll ask for a motion to for the confirming bylaw.
I'll move
Councillor
that, Madam
Kiesebrink?
Mayor.
Councillor Watton, and did I hear Councillor Guido, was that? Seconder?
Councillor
Go
Kiesebrink.
ahead. Councillor Kiesebrink, okay. And I'll call for the vote. Councillor Watton?
In favor.
Councillor Guido?
In favor.
Councillor Brown?
In favor.
Councillor Ross?
In favor.
Councillor Kiesebrink?
In favor.
Councillor McDougall?
In favor?
Thank you very much. And that is passed. Motion to adjourn, Councillor Guido.
Yes, Madam
And
Mayor, I'd make that.
Seconder.
I'll second.
And all those in favor. Councillor Guido.
Yes.
Councillor Brown.
In favor.
Councillor Kiesebrink.
In favor.
Councillor McDougall.
In favor?
Councillor Ross.
In favor.
Councillor Watton.
In favor.
That is passed. Thank you, everyone, for your willingness to meet today for this special meeting. And be sure and look after yourselves, self-isolate as much as possible, and be well to you and your families. Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.